We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
It's just what I have from sports cards. You don't need it? Oh, yeah, perfect, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
And yeah, stick it down.
Yeah, that might be good. I won't put too much tape on it. I just don't want it to roll around while it's up here. That's just the wind. Yeah, that's it. So after that's how I'm going to work now.
All right, volume's at 12 o'clock. Mic check, mic check. Mic check 1. I'm talking a little bit on the lower side because the announcer is talking with the field announcements. Check, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Check, audio check. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Check, check. Check, check, 1, 2, check. Check, 1, 2, check. Check, 1, 2. Sweet. Cool. Welcome to Service FM Stadium for round 13 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia tonight. Adelaide United Youth, the Young Reds, host Adelaide Comets in the fourth and second to last game of the big Saturday NPL game of action. Last week, Young Reds hosted their neighbours from across the car park here, Adelaide Croatia Raiders. They were held to a 0-0 draw with the last place side in the comp, thanks to some outstanding defending from the visitors and goalkeeping as well for the whole 90 minutes. Things ramped up in the last 15 minutes or so though, with both sides just fighting to make the difference and take 3 points home, but neither were unable to break the deadlock. The lineup for Adelaide United tonight: number 45, Alex Battistella; number 52, the captain, Satiri Phyllis; number 54, Bailey O'Neill; number 60, Oscar Page; number 65, Joey Garuccio; number 69, Brody Burkett; number 71, Vinko Stanisic; number 74, Amlani Tatu; number 75, Fabian Grelli; number 78, Malual Nicola; number 19, Henry Lynch. Let's talk about the visitors. Adelaide Comets also come off a 0-0 draw from last round. That was against Mobbery Jets. Took home a valuable point, which will keep them clear of the bottom two, out of the relegation zone, Mobbery Jets. Comets were behind in possession and shots during the game, but still ended the round outside of the top 6 spots, which means qualifying for finals football. Let's have a look at the Adelaide Comets lineup. Number 1, the captain, Daniel Vaughan; number 5, Matthew Chandler; number 6, Nicholas Vatnos; number 7, Jake Dorsey; number 10, Anthony Mavrolambardos; number 11, Jaden Labasso; number 15, Philip Spadavecchia; number 17, Ethan Karkafiris; number 21, Nicholas Economopoulos; number 22, Minsung Park; number 66, Damien Luich. Our officials for tonight: Tom Brinkworth, Tom Brinkworth, the referee, assisted by Lee Pryor and Zach Britton. Just about to get this game underway, which seems like it's only going to be delayed about a minute or so, but we had a little bit of a drama leading up to this game. The question still remaining whether the action was going to happen on pitch 1 on the grass turf or pitch 2, which is the artificial. Pitch 2 was the decision in the end, and understanding was there was a little bit of back and forth between the clubs, and just, I guess, lucky that we've got a facility like Service FM, the fact that you can choose from the 2 surfaces. Young side for Adelaide United tonight. Couple of changes. A couple of big names worth mentioning. Harry Crawford currently away with young Socceroos duty. Fabian Taladera also away on Socceroos duty as well. 2 ins in Fabian Grelli and Henry Lynch for Adelaide United. Vezu Kasumovic also not in the side after he got a late red card last week. It was an action-packed last 15 minutes or so, when it really got intense at the end of the Adelaide United Youth and Raiders game, as both teams just tried to break that deadlock. United will take their time here to build from the back. Satiri Phyllis, Vinko Stanisic, Fabian Grelli goes to ground. He's holding the knee, and ref having a little bit of a word with Damien Luich. Won't be any cards at this stage, with just 2 minutes on the One World and Sportal LED scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. course, we thank RAA as well, proud supporters of Football South Australia. Already plenty of action seen across the RAA NPLSA so far today, including a couple of games a little bit earlier. We have got a live ladder that does reflect the games that are still in progress as well, but we'll go through a couple of the games when we do get the opportunity. And Milani Tati will be called into action from the spot at this early stage. One of the standout players for the young Reds at the moment that everyone's talking about. Reds seem to have the height advantage in the box and they fly in, but unfortunately sent far too high and wide in the end. And Daniel Vaughan will take this for a goal kick. So speaking of some of the matches from earlier in this competition this weekend, last night it was a chilly one at Adelaide City Park. Oh, here's a chance for the Reds. Intercepted. Tatu. Some pressure here from Comets, and they managed to get possession. Jaden Labasso tries to open up Adelaide United a little bit, but the ball not quite there enough. Looks like the wind might have even taken it. It has been a little bit windy on and off so far this afternoon at Service FM Stadium. It is one of the windier locations here. You do feel sort of exposed. And that colder wind seems to just bite a little bit more, especially when the conditions are like how they have been today. These teams met back in round 2, and in that instance it was a Comets win. And they only had 10 men on that occasion, thanks to an extremely late Jaden Labasso goal. In the 94th minute was how they managed to take away the 3 points. It was Winston Park that was sent to the change rooms during the 62nd minute with his second yellow. Adelaide United did go one down very late with Frank Basasa. Second yellow in the 96th minute for arguing. And now Comets will slowly build things up from the back. Winston Park receives it. He's under pressure though. Scooped up by the Reds. Comets retain possession and another chance. Ball managed to find Spadavecchia, but he didn't find the space in front of him to run into. Goal kick for Adelaide United, and we'll just go back to the earlier games in the round and sum up some of those quickly. Last night, Adelaide City went down 3-1 at home against Northeastern Metro Stars. Metro Stars had a really big win 4-0 last week, but it was a bit of a tougher one despite the 2-goal difference in the end. But top of the table team managed to take away 3 points and just open up that gap a little bit more at the top of the table. This result tonight will hopefully put a bit of pressure on them if Adelaide United can get a win. Now, Croydon Kings hosted Modbury Jets this afternoon. They got a 2-0 win. Campbelltown City went down 1-0 at home against West Torrens Bacalla. And Playford got an away win against Para Hills. So, in terms of the table at the moment, Adelaide United Youth currently sitting in second spot. Northeastern Metro Stars a full 10 points in front at the moment. But with a win tonight, Adelaide United Youth can reduce it to 7 and put a little bit of space between them and the third spot on the ladder as Comets attempted to charge it forward there, but it's intercepted. We've seen the strength of the young Reds has just been how patient they are. Although last week they didn't manage to put a goal away, so that'll be the challenge for a very young side tonight to be able to make the difference. Jaden Labasso got no one across to. Decides to try to open up a little bit of space on his own. Spadavecchia ends up playing it very wide, finding Nicholas Vatanos. Goes out, the Adelaide Comets throw in. Another chance here for Comets as Jaden Labasso finds an option on his left-hand side. Quick little shot in the end, but Jake Dorsey not able to get enough on it. Oscar Page not troubled at all in the end. And he chooses to send it out by the short option in Henry Lynch. Now a chance here with that break on the left-hand side for Adelaide United. If they can get the shot off, they don't. Well, he does manage to get the shot off, but doesn't manage to get it past Daniel Vaughan in the end. Lewich. Dorsey ends up playing it back. Nice little chip there trying to find Spadavecchia, but cut off. It was 2 against 1. Nicola with some space to run into in front of him. Pass cut off. So a couple little slips there from Comets, so we know the artificial turf can be a little bit greasy when it gets a little bit damp. There's the shot. Stopped by Daniel Vaughan, but didn't manage to hold it, and they almost had a second goal at Adelaide United. Nicola links up with Tatu. Tatu content to hold the ball and try to peel away from Insung Park and open up a little bit of space. Doesn't happen in the end, but it will be a corner kick for Adelaide United. So as well as a change of pitch this afternoon, we did have a change of start time, as you would have noticed. Starting 45 minutes later. Tatu managed to carry it inside that 18-yard box, but forced out into a wider space. Here's Garuccio. Gets a shot off the left foot, but not good enough to challenge Daniel Vaughan in the end. Tatu with the fancy footwork. Just about managed to get past Minsung Park, but did in the end. It's Nicola who will try to carry it in, but Adelaide Comets staying tight. So at this stage, Adelaide United youth not having any issue trying to carry it forward into that front third, but not able to get past Comets. One stark difference that you do notice between these two teams: goal scored. Adelaide United youth 23 so far this year, just 11 for Adelaide Comets, and it has to be said that a lot of those goals, especially very early on in the REA NPLSA season for Comets, came really, really late. So attacking options seem to be a little bit limited, and one reason you could say for that is absence of one of their stars in Aladdin Irabona. He's been out for quite some time now. But here come the Reds charging forward. Garuccio linking up with Tatu. He's under a fair bit of pressure in the end. Tatu got a little push. Comets managed to keep it in, but eventually it does go out. Lynch tries to find some luck on the other side. Long ball trying to find Mlani Tatu, but his initial touch wasn't the best, and looked like Comets were going to try and get a break happening there, but not to be. A bad little crowd here for a Saturday night in the sort of conditions that we've had. Had a quick look at the weather. If we're going to get some rain, it shouldn't be a great deal. The wind's been on and off. There's another slip from Comets. Apparently, one of the conversations happening before the game was around the boots that players had brought with them, so each pitch has slightly different challenges to deal with. Cross. Jake Dorsey. Not good enough in the end. Oscar Page will take a goal kick. Once again, United up to build it up from the back. Lynch glanced at Garuccio, but now off the ball he's giving some instructions for his team to push up. Nicola. Stanisic played it forward to Lynch. Again, the Reds just being really, really patient, but here's that long ball they're looking for. Tatu will run onto it. Very, very deep. He's waiting for options to cross to. Nice step over, but chooses a short option in Garuccio. There was that cross, possibly came just a little bit late in the end. Garuccio will look for that cross again, and there it is. Ended up just being a little bit too far. Brodie Burkett was gesturing after he launched that kick. He would have liked it a little bit shorter. Might have been aiming for Batistella, who was just beyond that back post, but found neither of those players in the end. So Adelaide Comets would really love to get some points tonight, because currently they're sitting on 8th spot on the ladder. It is a really, really tight mid-table at the moment, with only 3 points separating the team between second position of the ladder, which happens to be Adelaide United before the commencement of this round. But it can be very tight to get into that top 6, which means the prospect of finals football. Here come Comets. Basso gets a shot off. Ends up wide of the post, but it was from a long way out. Of course, Comets are splitting their attention a little bit this week as well, because of course there's cup action that is happening midweek, and it will be back here at Service FM Stadium. Wednesday night they'll be facing North Eastern Metro Stars in the semi-finals of the Federation Cup and the qualifier for that national level of the Australia Cup. So the prospect of competing against some teams from around Australia, very exciting, but given the form of Comets versus Metro Stars at the moment. You have to say Metro Stars will be favoured. As there's a little jostle on the far side to try and get that long ball between Bailey O'Neill and the Comets defender. Metro Stars currently on 30 points on the RAA NPLSA table, so as I said, they will be going in as heavy favourites Wednesday night, but a chance for Comets to pull off a big upset, and a result tonight will be a way that they can take a little bit of confidence into it, and they could certainly use it given the last defeat they were dealt by Metro Stars was 5-1, so challenge ahead of them. And you can get your tickets for that game as well for Wednesday night at the Football SA website. Nice loose ball sent to Jaden Labasso. He gets the shot off. Had plenty behind it in the end. Sent wide of that left post and didn't look too far off, at least from where I'm standing. It was beyond Oscar Page, but he will now take a goal kick, so chance there for Comets. Just off what ended up being a bit of a loose ball. No doubt there'll probably be a call from the Adelaide United bench just for a little bit of defensive discipline around that. Jaden Labasso, the Comet striker, not the sort of player that you can take your eye off for too long. "19 minutes in on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And if you love the game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. Apply now for mid-year entry. Jaden Labasso just floating around again in that back third for Adelaide United as that ball was played back to Oscar Page. Just something to be wary of for that quick striker in the blue and black. Now Daniel Vaughan will take his time to scan for some options at the other side of the field. United were just sitting off there before Mauricio eventually decided to apply a little bit of pressure. So Terry Phillips just calling for options, finds one in Garuccio. Lynch to Stanisic. Stanisic sends it long, finds the head of Nicola, who tried to on-pass it to Tatu, but not quite good enough. It's a long ball that Labasso, as we said before, just has a habit of finding himself on the end of those loose ones. Offloads it to his support on his right-hand side. Labasso still floating around in the middle. Ball sent in, but eventually intercepted. Adelaide Comets forced back to start again. Comets attempting to press there, but left a little bit of a spot open for Adelaide United to exploit with Fabian Grelli just running into some room there. Had to play it back, but the Young Reds will start again. Both of these sides coming off 0-0 draws last week. The Adelaide United Youth one against Croatia Raiders, that was on the pitch next to this. It wasn't a huge action-packed game. That is until the last 15 minutes or so, where it seemed to erupt as both teams tried to get a result. Adelaide United player and Kasimovic even shown red. But up until that, it was a pretty patient affair. Tatu was trying to dribble it in, but eventually spills. Jaden Labasso, lucky, might have even benefited from a deflection there. A couple hands in the air calling for offside. He'll come across from Comets. Did get a deflection from one of the Adelaide United players. That just meant it was a little bit too far ahead for Jaden Labasso to get to. Had he done so, it would have caused a real problem for Oscar Page, but Adelaide Comets will look to create some problems from this corner kick. It looks like Anthony Mavrolambanos will take it. In swinger, off his left boot. Into the middle of that 18-yard box, and shot eventually comes off. Philip Spadavecchia, but not on target in the end. We mentioned that goals have been a little bit hard to come by for Adelaide Comets, but their leading goal scorer is that man that's highest up the field in that captain's armband, wearing the number 11 in Jaden Labasso. 5 so far this year. Out of the team's just 11. And here he is called into action, receives that long one through the middle. Decides to track back. Insung Park flicks it forward and almost found Jake Dorsey. It's cut off, I think it was by Battistella. Came back to offer some support. So it seems like the threat for Adelaide Comets so far seems to be when they make a fast break or send a loose ball forward for either their winger, or if it's in the middle for Jaden Labasso to run onto. Oh, that's great interception. Good pressure from Amlani Tatu, but unable to follow it up. Vatnos. Ball ends up being claimed by Oscar Page. Lynch. Throw will be taken from Bailey O'Neill. Are trying to put some real high pressure on Adelaide United, and although they're still accurately passing, they're doing a little bit more frantically than they'd like. Now, United will try counter-attack into some space left by Comets. Weren't quick enough to do it initially. Nicola was calling for it a moment ago on that right-hand side. Little point, looks like it will be advanced via that right wing, and he does get it. Just a short little ball to Battistella, and he runs back in with the underlap to try to give some support, but the best they can do will be a throw-in for Adelaide United in that front third. Riccio plays it all the way back to Stanisic. He's got his captain, Satiri Phyllis, on his right-hand side. Chooses Lynch in front of him. Nice little chip ball. Not quite nice enough to find Amlani Tatu, who's switching between either wing now. He was on the near side before. He's now the side further from the camera. Minutes now on the One World LED and Sporter scoreboard. Still 0-0. Waiting for one of these teams to do what they couldn't do last week and break that 0-0 deadlock. Nicola was running on the right-hand side, gesturing for it. He does get the ball, but the ball not quite good enough. Sails over for Adelaide Comets throw-in. When Park eventually gets given a second ball. Now, in terms of conditions, although it's been a pretty wet and windy afternoon in Adelaide, at the moment looks quite good. We've seen a couple of slips on the artificial turf, but not hugely different from what we usually see. And the trees in the background at the moment don't look like they're shaking at all, so a little bit dead in terms of the wind. Well, no doubt it's probably still a chilly night there out on pitch 2 at the home of football South Australia, Service FM Stadium. Nice little ball. Adelaide United tried the 1-2 initiated by Brody Burkett. It does perhaps look like there's a little bit more urgency in attack tonight compared to last week for Adelaide United youth, but not rewarded just yet. It's a dangerous ball for Comets. A chance for Adelaide United. That ball still under contest. Whistle's gone for that little contest in pursuit of the ball there. Adelaide United will take this free kick. Look to be setting up a 3 or 4 man wall. May still be a little bit far out to threaten, but Comets will want to be on their toes for this. Tatu will be the man who will take it. It will come off his right boot. And it's a good ball in the end, and Daniel Vaughan called into action. It looks like it was his fingertips that just managed to stay between them in conceding that first goal of the game. He has been a bit of a wizard from the spot so far this season. It'll be another chance for Adelaide United off this corner kick. Four goals from Amlani Tatu during his RAA NPLSA season. Of course, he has seen some A-League action as well. And he's also shown a ton of promise, one of the really exciting prospects for Adelaide United youth. We're seeing a little bit more pressure being delivered from Adelaide United youth and trying to win that ball high. The Comets are trying to deliver a little bit of pressure of their own here. Shaden Labasso running all the way up to try and put the screws to Oscar Page, but here come United on the counter-attack. Burkett's trying to run into the edge of that 18-yard box. They're initially stopped, but Lani Tatu was trying to carry it forward into space. He decides to track back. There's another little slip from Stanisic. Rally comes back to support. And Page just with a little rush clearance in the end there. It'll be a Comets throw-in. And Jaden Labusso's down in the middle of the park, and it looks like he's holding his arm, and they've called straight away to get some medical attention. I didn't see what caused that, but it'd be a little bit of a concern if there's some damage to Comets star striker in Jaden Labusso. A couple of the Comets players just going over their bench to get a quick drink and a couple of instructions as well. Labusso still not on his feet and getting some attention. He's being helped up. Scooped up from his arm, so perhaps it isn't an issue with the arm. He has got some bandaging on his left arm, so yeah, the bandage on his left arm, but he's shaking his right wrist at the moment, so hopefully it was just a little bit of a jarring and a bit of a bump, and it won't be of any concern, but he'll go off to the side of the field with the medic before he comes back on. And play will be resumed via a throw-in from Adelaide Comets with Minsung Park. The other side of the field, Jaden Labusso's coming back on and resuming his spot well up the field. Here come Adelaide United, but cut off, although they do win a throw-in. Grelly. Stanisic. Back to Grelly. Nicola, who's been quite mobile in this first half so far. He's full-back position on that right-hand side, but coming up for some attacking support. Here comes Jaden Labusso. Just like that, he just floats forward and finds himself on a loose ball, and all of a sudden, he's putting Adelaide United youth under real pressure. Breaks really, really quickly, and he found himself right there on the edge of that 6-yard box. Got the shot off, so he's got a few shots off so far tonight. Jaden Labusso seems like the man to watch. He was just doubled over there a second ago, and of course we saw him down a couple of minutes ago holding the wrist, so he may be one to watch throughout the rest of this game. For Nicola to run onto, but Park's put him under pressure. Park wins the ball too, but Nicola just forcing him over. Looks like that ball went out on the near side of the flag, and it'll be a throw-in. Now it's Park rolling on the floor. Was holding the rib for a moment, but maybe just a bit of a knock in that physical contest. Actually, it will be a free kick. That'll be taken by the Adelaide Comets keeper, Daniel Vaughan, the 33-year-old Comets veteran. Lewich just gone to ground after a tussle with Henry Lynch. A couple of the Comets players not impressed. Some finger pointing happening at the moment. Dorsey almost manages to carry to that touch line. Comets rewarded for some pressure here. They'll try to get the shot off. They do. Goes into the back of one of the Adelaide United defenders. So, as we've pointed out continually, Jaden Labusso is that primary player that's waiting up forward, applying the pressure, but at various times he's getting some support. And it seems like when there are two little black shirts up there, that's when Adelaide United are really feeling the pressure. Park to Labusso. Back to the middle, Spadavecchia. Almost found an option on the right-hand side, but well cut off, and now a chance for Adelaide United on the counter. Joey Garuccio just wasn't in the right position to receive that. And now Adelaide United will build it from the back once again. As we said, both these teams coming off draws. Consecutive wins for Adelaide United youth before last week's draw, and just one win the week prior for Adelaide Comets away to Playford City. Stringing together any real streak has been a little bit of a struggle for both of these sides, with the exception of Comets in the first few games of this RA NPLSA season. Nice slide in for Matthew Chandler, the former Canadian Premier League player for the Valor. 25-year-old. Pretty enormous 197 centimetre stature. Ultimately, though, the free kicks won, and it'll be another chance for Amlani Tartuffe to impress from the spot. It's a pretty nice one when he won another free kick about 10 minutes or so ago. Similar distance out. Delivers it in, and similar sort of height there, and Daniel Vaughan called to attention once again. Didn't look like a ball that really curled or changed direction mid-air, at least not from this angle, but just really low and hard. Another corner one by Adelaide United. Corner comes in, it's low. Adelaide United not able to make anything of it. Daniel Vaughan ended up making up a little bit of a dive there from a shot that really came from nothing, but it was well off target. Now, we're talking about streaks for both of these sides a little bit earlier this year, and the only real win streak of note was that from Adelaide Comets to start the year. Consecutive wins against Mobbery, that round 2 game against Adelaide United Youth, and the game against Croydon in round 3. 3-1, 1-0 and 2-0. And I believe they were all really late goals that came for Comets in those games too. Goals seem to come quite opportunistically and making the most of late mistakes from their opponents. But nonetheless getting the job done, although those wins been a little bit harder to come by in the middle part of the season. Quick little scramble clearance from Comets. Burkett. It's a loose ball that looked like it was just in front of Grelly, but he wasn't quite ready to receive it. And inching closer to halftime on the One World and Sportal LED scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. 42 minutes currently showing. We also thank RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. Probably a slightly more eventful first half in this game compared to last game's affair between United Youth and Croatia Raiders at Service FM on the pitch. That's behind our commentary position. We've seen a couple of shots on target. Neither side managing to get a player on the score sheet as of yet, though. In terms of defensively, pretty close for these teams. United Youth let 17 in this year. Adelaide Comets 14. As Jane Labasso tries to conjure up something from this left-hand side. He's looking for a player to go to. Finds one. Shot comes off, but well high in the end from Phil Spadavecchia. So despite either of these teams getting off the mark as of yet, nice to see a little bit of urgency, in particular from Comets with that high pressure, who've certainly managed to get some opportunities in this first half. Lynch. Dangerous moment there. Panastella took a wind up and tried to get a foot to it, but not to be in the end. Grelly had a valuable little possession there in that 18-yard box to allow some of the Adelaide United youth players to advance. And we're just about into extra time now. Don't imagine it'll be too long a period. We did see one player get a little bit of treatment in Jane Labasso, but it wasn't extended. Relatively drama-free in this first half, aside from a couple opportunities. And there goes the whistle. We might see our first card shown of the game. An arm over the shoulder of Fabian Grelly, and it was delivered by Jake Dorsey. Jake Dorsey's got his hands out to his side saying, what did I do? But certainly affected that run of Fabian Grelly. We've seen Adelaide Comets just exploit loose balls and try to make interceptions in the middle part of the pitch, and looks like Dorsey just went a little bit far to achieve that in that instance. And Amlani Tatu will launch this off his right foot from the spot once again. Probably a little bit too far out in that instance, but Comets still formed a two-man wall. Chosen to chip at that time. Did find his play up. Sent wide in the end, but Daniel Warren, the Comets goalkeeper, was still on his toes. It's quite a deep and threatening ball. I didn't see the play that it went to Adelaide United, but it was just sent to that six-yard box, and could have been very effective there for United, as they'll hope to be from the corner here. In-swinger sent in. And Adelaide United will take yet another corner from it. This will be right-footed in swing out from Tatu. And this time it's right on the head of Daniel Vaughan. One of the Reds players did try to get to it at the back post, but didn't quite get there. And it'll be the third corner kick in a row. Had a couple practice goes now. We'll see if they can make something of this really, really late in the half. Low and hard, and a chance there for Adelaide United. It's ultimately cleared. And there goes the whistle, half-time at Service FM on pitch 2, the artificial turf. Neither side getting off the mark in this first half, but after deadlocks in both these teams' fixtures last week, wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of an action-packed second half. And speaking of action, we'll see some of that midweek as well, right here at Service FM Stadium on pitch 1, which is behind our position at the moment. Metro Stars and Adelaide Comets in the Federation Cup final, the Australia Cup qualifier. Should be a great atmosphere for some midweek football. If you want to get your tickets, jump onto the Football SA website. We'll catch you after half time.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
And he's done so, and he's made it 2-0. Contender for goal of the week. He noticed Magello off his line, and he's chipped him from about 25 yards out and taken a 2-0 lead.
Hi, Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
What I'm excited about, the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans with sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect fit.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
Ryan with the free kick. Hangs off Cameron Woodfins. Oh, what a save. What a save by Cody Ostrike.
Lining up. He's sent into the area. And it's great save there from Woodlands. And we'll give another corner in the end, but
have all 3 points tonight. Although, still possible opportunities. Jai King-Byrne with the header. And Vaughan, I think, had to make that save.
Hit it and does. And it forces a great save from Magetto there and pushes it wide for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
a little bit of space, takes it down nicely and plays a nice sweet ball to Millie Scott. Scott on the run now, has a shot, and she's beaten her opponent to the far post and opened the score for Metro United. Fine goal by Millie Scott, and it's 1-0 on the One World LED Sportal scoreboard. Rushes aside, great, comes out to Hadaj. She finds Mansueto at the far side, she's onside. Nice touch by Mansueto to pass her opponent, she struck that beautifully, and Metro United have got themselves back ahead after some fine work on the far side of Victoria Mansueto. It's 2-1.
Back to Noto again, just putting a ball into the centre. Could this make it? Number 5! Good save from Lucas.
That ball clipped over for Rojas. The flag has stayed down. Rojas to restore Flinders' lead. Saved. The edge of the penalty area, you would imagine. And the ball might break here. Fox! Oh, great save, Jenna. It might still fall for Fox.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up, and actually take on a team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Welcome back to Service FM Stadium. Round 13 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia continues here with Adelaide United Youth hosting Adelaide Comets. So far, both teams deadlocked in that first half. We did see opportunities at either end though. We've seen Amlani Tatu look threatening from the spot for the young Reds, and Jaden Labasso causing most of the problems at the other end for Adelaide Comets. Now there will be at least one half-time change, and that will come from Adelaide United, with Fabian Grelly coming off and Frank Basasa will come on. Basasa has been a fixture, particularly late in games, but according to Action a little bit earlier, and it'll be interesting to see where he slots in. As I said a little bit earlier, I think the major threat from Comets has come from Jaden Labasso just being a loose player up front. Basasa looks like he'll take a position on the right wing, opposite side of Amlani Tatu, which has, as I said, been threatening at moments in that first half. So bolstering the attack for Adelaide United in the second half by the looks as they kick off, and they'll be going from right to left. In fact, they'll try to kick off once again. If you've just joined us and you're wondering why our surrounds look a little bit different tonight, this game was initially meant to kick off at 5 o'clock tonight at pitch 1 at Service FM on the grass. After back and forth and a little bit more back and forth, eventually pitch 2 was the option that was landed on the artificial. Though it's been a wet day in Adelaide, it hasn't been a wet night in this game so far. Although we've seen a little bit of slipping. Not too bad compared to what you usually expect on artificial, as Comets tried to create something early. Jaden Labasso tried to run onto that one, but not to be. Another opportunity here for Comets. Rather than offload it, decided to give it a try. And United decided to play out a little bit quickly, more quickly than usual. Amlani Tatu wasn't quite ready. Burkett intercepts. Tatu plays back. Didn't notice too much wind during the first half, and it still looks quite still out there. It would be pretty cold at field level for these players. Nice hard ball from the foot of Bailey O'Neill, but Adelaide Comets trying to counter-attack, and Oscar Page really assertive, went out of that 18-yard box to clear that, but it will be an Adelaide Comets throw-in. Simon Jimenez keeping you company for this second 45 minutes. Of course, we thank the RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. And if you love the game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. Apply now for mid-year entry. And just to retouch on another topic from the first half, Adelaide Comets do have a midweek game back here at Service FM on Wednesday night, where they'll face Metro Stars in the Cup qualifier. Football SA website if you want to get some tickets and join us there Wednesday night for some more action. Just trying to do something with that loose ball, but nothing created of it, except what looks like to be a free kick for Adelaide United. There's a little bit of conversation just outside that 18-yard box. It was a pretty respectful affair last week until the last 15 minutes or so, when the ref had to have quite a bit of involvement and even gave Kasumovic his marching orders late after both teams tried to break the deadlock. But it's going to be a chance here for Adelaide Comets from this spot. Probably the most threatening position for a free kick in this game so far tonight. Anthony Mavrolambardos will take it off his left boot. Tries to send it a little bit higher and dip it back down, but well over the crossbar in the end. Young Reds trying to play it out with a little bit more urgency, I've noticed, in this second half. See if that continues. Comets certainly trying to apply some high pressure. Did create some opportunities for them throughout that first half. Their best opportunities, you'd have to say, probably came from that. Nice little ball in front of Burkett. He slots it through, and a chance here for the Reds. Scaruccio battles. Got a little push, but managed to keep his feet. Jostled out of position and off balance there, but Adelaide United do make away with a corner kick. Amlani Tatu with Battistella by his side. Sends it towards that far post, and a chance here. Garuccio took a swing with the volley attempt. Not to threaten Daniel Vaughan, although he was tested a couple times in the first half. Most so from the spot when Amlani Tatu tried his luck. He decided to deliver it hard and low, and Daniel Vaughan, fortunately for Comets, just managing to get some fingers to it and send it over the crossbar. Here come Adelaide Comets. Dispossessed, and a chance for United Youth up the other end. Burkett looked for the option in the middle, which I believe was Garuccio, but didn't make it that far. And Comets doing as they tend to do best tonight and scoop up those loose balls. Runs into Nicola though, and now a chance for Adelaide United again on the counter. Comets seeming to try break through with some short, fast passes. Adelaide United far more content to take their time. Try to create some width. Nice little ball to find Battistella there. Burkett ended up turning the wrong way. Lombardos ends up hitting one of the Reds players. Tatu gets a push. Nicholas Vatnos, they wanted to play it on quickly, but it's called back. Burkett either mistouched earlier or made the wrong decision. Reds keep possession though. Nicola finds Basasa on that far side. Tried to do it on his own, didn't get past the player in the blue and black. Lynch. Stanisic finds O'Neill. Just fending off that defender. Did well to win that foul. And yet another opportunity here for Amlani Tatu to give that right foot a bit of a workout. In both occasions that he's had a crack at it from a similar sort of position, he sent it really hard and low. He did have another free kick where he tried to chip it to an incoming option, but I think this will be another hard one off the right boot. Instead comes off Garuccio. Sasa eventually managed to get a shot off, but not to trouble Comets, who have won that throw in. Worth revisiting the ladder that we were talking about in the first half, but we'll do that after this little counter-attacking opportunity plays out. And Adelaide United in particular, Battistella called into action there. He ends up receiving a yellow card for that foul. The intensity certainly seems like it's just wound up a fraction in this second half at Service FM on pitch 2. We'll run through the round 13 results in a moment and just talk a little bit about the ladder, because 3 points will be really important for either of these sides. Comets choose the long option, but just a little bit too wide in the end, and it'll be Adelaide United throwing. So wins for Northeastern Metro Stars against Adelaide City last night, 3-1 in that Adelaide City home game. Croydon Kings getting a 2-0 win against Modbury Jets at home. West Torrens Bacalla travelling to Campbelltown and getting a 1-0 win. And Playford getting a 1-0 win away at Para Hills. All locked up at Service FM at the moment though, but it's Labasso just, as he continues to do, manages to turn and find threatening positions. Tatu, he's got Battistella in the middle. He's got Burkett there for support. Decides to create a little bit of space and send it to Pasasa far. Ball curled a little bit there, although there doesn't look like there's much wind from up here. There may be a bit of a different story at ground level. Ends up in the hands of Daniel Vaughan. So a chance here for Adelaide United to try cement their second spot on the ladder a little bit. Currently on 22 points. Beograd in third on 21 points. They do play Monday, but a win tonight for the Young Reds will put them out of reach for Beograd for the time being. However, if they don't manage to take all three, that upper mid part of the table will just continue to get tighter. Long ball, that'll be just put over the line by Comets, but it will be an Adelaide United corner. So going back to that upper mid part of the table, Campbelltown currently in 7th spot on 19 points. So not a lot at all separating the teams between 2nd and 7th on the ladder. So Adelaide United going up to 25 points and notching up their 7th win for the year will be huge for them if they can do it tonight. Meanwhile, if Comets get a win, they'll be able to put a little bit of pressure on that upper mid part of the table and maybe even manage to sneak into that top 6. Of course, round 13 continues Monday, but here comes Jaden Labasso, one-on-one. Tried to find the space between the legs of Oscar Page, and whenever Jaden Labasso's found himself with a little bit of space to run onto, he's looked really, really lethal there, but Oscar Page did a really, really good job there to make himself big and Adelaide Comets corner kick. Left-footed in swing up. Looked dangerous there, just went beyond Page, who ran off his line to attend to it, but ends up going out. It will be another Comets corner kick. Jake Dorsey will take this one. Two hands in the air. Chooses the nearer option. It'll be a goal kick. 6 wins so far this year for Adelaide United Youth. 5 wins for Comets, although half of the table sits between them at the moment. Only 5 points separates them. Just shows how tight this RAA NPLSA competition is this year. Just a few seconds shy of that 60-minute mark, and we can see both benches warming up at the moment. There might be some more substitutions incoming. Tatu finds Battistella as a short option, but Comets cut that off, and now a chance for Comets to counter. That one not placed for Jaden Labasso to run onto. But certainly, as Comets do intercept, and very quickly managed to open up an option for one of their front strikers to run onto. Battistella looking for options in the middle, decides to carry into the 18-yard box, but has to retreat it back to O'Neill. Lynch. Adelaide United just trying to create a little bit of width, but one of those Adelaide Comets bodies flies in and just cuts it off. But in this case, United win it back. Burkett pulls it up, looks for some options, and attempted a shot from outside that 18-yard box from Garuccio, but cut off. And once again, here comes Comets on that counter-attack, and again it's Jaden Labasso just fighting to keep possession of it there. Looked like he was initially cut off by the defender, but just continues to fight. And defender that did all the running there looks to be in some pain at the moment. It's Satiri Phyllis, Reds captain. He's doubled over at the moment. It doesn't seem to be holding any limbs, but maybe like he got a little bit winded, maybe copped a little bit of a knock. I'm not too sure, but he'll be interesting to watch over the next couple of minutes or so, especially given the work rate he's had to put out against Energize Labasso. A very young Red side tonight, with a couple of the players unavailable in this lineup. Battistella fights to keep possession in the defensive third. Ball won again by Comets. Vatnos. Karkafiris attempted to play it forward, but it's cut off. And here's a chance for Adelaide United. Just a bit too far forward of Frank Wasassa. They will get a throw in from an advanced position. So going back to some of those Reds players that are unavailable. Harry Crawford currently has the honour of representing Australia in some of the international competition. Fabian Taladera also away at the moment as well, so it speaks a lot to the talent of this young Red side that a couple of their players getting the chance to represent Australia on the international stage. And you suspect there's a lot of other talent on this field that may have that ahead of them as well. Sumovic, another player that's unavailable tonight, but that's as a result of a suspension when he was sent off late last week. Rush clearance there from Comets. And again, Comets managed to open up an opportunity here. Lapasso offloads it on this occasion. Chance got the shot off, but it was just wide in the end. Jake Dorsey off his right foot. Jaden Lapasso usually fancies himself from positions like that, so I was a little bit surprised to see him offload it. Although had the potential to confuse Oscar Page by having players approach from either side, but not to be, and we're still locked up. 64 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And things will get pretty frantic here late if we're still locked up as we get closer to the 70 or even 80th minute mark. Of course, that's when we saw Sumovic get showed red, but there was a lot leading up to it as well. All sorts of fouls and arguments happening at pitch level there. Cross comes in. Still in danger here, United. Shot from Comets. Eventually well high. So going back to that point, both these sides nil-all draws last week. Overdue to get some of their players on the score sheet again. Brady Burke under some pressure there. Comets win the ball high again. Not quite sure what that was from Damien Luic. Wound up off on the left foot, but it didn't even look like he was looking goalward on that, so possibly just some indecision on what to do, but it was a dangerous ball for Adelaide United youth with how far up the field Comets managed to win it. Young Reds just look like they have to regroup a little bit here because the intensity just seems to have dialed up a little bit from Comets in the last 10 minutes or so. And as I said, as this deadlock at nil-all gets deeper, you'd expect the pressure just to intensify a little bit. O'Neill back to Stanisic, and there Jaden Lapasso very nearly won it high again. High pressure from Comets, just relentless. They really got to be careful because those blue and black shirts just seem to come out of nowhere. Page, a bit of a risky kick to find Lynch in the middle, but pays off. Found Burkett, but he doesn't manage to get it past the Comets defender, and Garuccio's now fighting for it. And Comets once again will open up something off a mistake from Adelaide United. To the back of Lapasso. Another shot from Spadavecchia. Now Adelaide United with a quick counter. Battistella gets it. He's got no one to go to though. Usasa arrives on the overlap. Doesn't get the chance to release the cross though. It'll be an Adelaide United throw-in. So United in the difficult position at the moment that the more intensity they try to bring, the more Adelaide Comets are seeming to benefit from it as they capitalise on some mistakes. Burkett finds Battistella short, but initial touch not quite good enough. Masasa fights for it. And there you can see as soon as that pass is just a little bit slow, Jaden Lapasso just springs into action to try and win it. O'Neill. And you see how Comets do it. Waiting, then just pounce. Lynch, Stanisic. Waiting for their team to organise a little bit, and Comets, you see them sitting off, but they'll jump on them as soon as they have a little opening. Page sends it really, really long. Tatu doesn't win that aerial contest. Long ball, looking for Labasso, and he will find himself first to it. Will he beat the line though? He does, but just under a little bit too much pressure, and it ends up going over, but it will be in Adelaide Comets' corner. So the chances more frequently coming to Adelaide Comets in this second half, but yet to capitalise, and we're very close to the 70-minute mark at the moment. And it looks like we might even see a change happen here. As that corner comes in. Initial delivery not threatening, but this ball still being contested. Nicola chasing. The chance for Comets here, just a little bit of hesitation, and Labasso got a foot to it. Flags up at the near side though, was offside. And here comes that change. That will be from the Comets bench. Philip Spanavecchia is coming off. Just been announced that Jake Dorsey also coming off. Panayotti Politis, one of the players coming on. And there you go, number 14 back on the field. Aladdin Irabona, been absent from this Comet side for quite some time. And the fact that he's on field now, very exciting for Adelaide Comets, especially just a few days shy of their cup game at Service FM Stadium. And wouldn't the Comets fans love to see another Irabona backflip tonight in his return. And an Adelaide United change just got announced here as well. So Alex Battistella coming off. Mohammed Hassan wearing that number 72. But again, I think the big headline at the moment is that Irabona's here to make an appearance for the last 20 or so minutes of this fixture. And it's from moments like this off the counter-attack where he can really be useful. Jaden Labasso finds himself, well, that first touch was mishit, but still manages to get past that United player. Here's Irabona. Second to the ball in that occasion. Gathered by Satiri Phyllis. Chandler, the 197 centimetre Canadian. Just holding up play there, but it's certainly not a safe zone for him there. As you can see, as soon as they try to clear it, one of the Comets players getting a foot to it. Busasa trying to play it in. Initially managed to beat Nicholas Vatnos, but comes with a powerful slide to win that. And a chance here for Adelaide United, and they've been hard to come by so far in this second half, so they'll want to make the most of this. Daniel Vaughan's been quite solid for Adelaide Comets between the sticks tonight, and in this occasion most of the Reds players are sitting off a little bit. They are edging just the edge of the 6-yard box. Comes in. Delivery from Lani Tatu, probably a little bit further out than they would have wanted. Burkett doesn't manage to beat the defender. It's a little bit of confusion there, results in the Comets throw-in. Chile night at Service FM Stadium on pitch 2, the artificial pitch here, which the game was changed to. Here's Labasso. Tried to find Irabona, but that delivery not good enough. Hassan having a little bit of involvement, just trying to win that one. Over Lombardos. Tried to find Labasso, and he had Irabona on the overlap there. O'Neill tried to find Basasa, didn't quite get there, so Adelaide United youth still looking quite rushed and under a fair bit of pressure from Comets at the moment, but still locked up. 0-0 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. Of course, we thank the RAA tonight as well, proud supporters of Football South Australia. Usasa just about tried to make Vadanos, but he wasn't going to let him get away with it. Burkett tries to sneak it through right on the line, but he's cut out. O'Neill throws it back. And here's a chance for Adelaide United. Tatu gets that shot off, and there it is. Finally a break here at Service FM Stadium, and a little bit unexpected there. It was off something a little bit messy. A little bit of a scramble when that initial ball wasn't great, but nonetheless, the goal coming to Adelaide United, and in the 75th minute, that deadlock broken. Most of the plays been to Adelaide Comets. Mohammed Hassan, the player that eventually put it on the over the line for the young Reds. So you'd expect now, with Comets trying to get even at this late stage. Irabona now on the field as well. We're about to see the temperature here at Service FM really dial up. Irabona receives it, plays it back. Already just watching Comets try to really open up the field, and a little bit of fancy footwork, but looked like it wasn't going to come off, but Matthew Chandler did get his foot to the ball last, although he's giving away that foul. Referee's just getting this situation under control as Caruccio's helped up. Looks like the ref's trying to get a bit of a word with Chandler, but all the other Comets players are trying to get a word in as well. It was about this time last week on the pitch behind us where fireworks started to happen a little bit, and eventually it was one of the Reds players that ended up being sent off, and there we have a yellow card showed to Matthew Chandler, the Canadian, Adelaide Comets. And again, sometimes it's moments like these that end up making the final part of the game just a little bit chaotic. I somehow think, although we took over 70 minutes to see that first goal appear, given the temperature on the field at the moment, it may not be the last that we see tonight. Adelaide Comets are really going to try dial up the pressure now and get something happening to lock things back up and maybe even put their nose in front. And young Reds have looked like they've felt that pressure at some certain points during this game, especially in that second half. Comets have exposed them at times, but let's watch this final part of the game unfold. O'Neill, Stanisic, plays it back to Page, and watch Jaden Labasso try to pursue him here. Luich offering some support. They just continue to push these Comets players to try to win that ball height. And whistle goes again. Ferruccio just holding the ball and trying to hold up play just a fraction to not let Comets get on with it too quickly. Lapasso, he's Irabonna, he's got Luich for support, decides to unload a shot, but just went into the back. Satiri Phyllis. Sasa manages to just keep it in, but feeds it to the feet of Nicholas Vatnos. Whistle goes once again. Long ball sent to that edge of the 18-yard box on the far side. Both Bonner and Labasso were floating around there. Ends up being Oscar Page that controls things and sends it long and right down the middle. Landed somewhere between Burkett and Tatu. Comets end up on the counter here. Cut out by Lynch. Burkett. Once again, the Adelaide United defenders just find themselves under pursuit from Luich and Labasso. Mani Tatu trying to break quickly, feeds that ball through. Chance here for Burkett, gets that shot off, just wide. So finally, Adelaide United linking some opportunities together. Given how this second half's looked, it would have been huge if Adelaide United could open up that gap a little bit. Not to be the case, so they're still in a real danger zone. 1-0 up in the 81st minute. They win a free kick here in their defensive third, though. So the live ladder landscape looks a little bit different now, with Adelaide United putting their noses in front. We'll talk about that in a moment, though, because the speed of this game, things are happening pretty fast in front of us. Bonnet controls it. Nice little flick to Labasso. Tries to put it under control. Gets the shot off Luich. Not quite positioned right. Irapona leaves it. Picks it up. And eventually spills to Basasa. Fighting for it. United make away with the free kick. So we've got a brief second here to have a quick look at the live ladder. When it updates for me, because I can't do maths myself. As Amani Tatu tries to pressure high, Burkett wins it. Lynch. Intercepted once again by Comets, but Labasso won't get to it first this time. Although he's going for a second effort. Flick there and the ball's one in the middle of the park by Comets. Luich. It's cut out. United still have possession, although Tatu copped a nice little bump. He's still under a fair bit of pressure. He's got two different options here. Decides to uncork a shot of his own. Ended up being wide of the post, but once again, Adelaide United opening up yet another opportunity. They were few and far between in the early parts of this half, but since that little breakthrough, they've had a few shots. If Adelaide United manage to hold this lead into 90 minutes, they'll cement their position in second on the ladder on 24 points and put them out of reach of the team currently in third. And of course, with FK Beergrad still to play Raiders, who are currently sitting at the bottom of the ladder, so will go in as the favourites. That'll be hugely valuable to put a bit of a buffer between them and try to cement that spot ahead of the end of the round. Yoti Pilatus managed to get a shot off there, but it's well high of the crossbar in the end. Minutes on the clock at the moment, and Adelaide United youth will look to manage this game moving forward. Really long ball from Oscar Page, but finds the head of Vatnos. That ball still in contention. Caruccio manages to find Tatu. There might be another chance here. Manages to get the shot off his left foot. And there's our flip. Managed to get it done on the inside side of that far post. Amlani Tatu putting it in the back of the net. A really late and valuable goal to put Adelaide United 2-0 up. Took a long time to see one of these teams to break the deadlock, and with the momentum going the way of Adelaide Comets in the lead up to that first goal from United, a little bit surprising, it must be said, to see Adelaide United go 2-0 up at this stage, but it'll be 86 minutes or thereabouts showing on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. So Adelaide United looking at the team likely to cement that second spot on the REA NPLSA ladder ahead of the round, and maybe even looking to close that gap a little bit with the team that's currently atop the ladder, Northeastern Metro Stars. Meanwhile, Adelaide Comets' position on the ladder a little bit concerning at the moment, and that little knock for Irabona a little bit concerning as well. After making his first appearance on the field for quite some time, he's slow to make his way to his feet. Of course, he'd be hoping to back up tonight's appearance with a cup appearance midweek right here at Service FM against Northeastern Metro Stars. Ball sent far in, and didn't even see where that ball ended up, but the fact it's heading towards the corner, looks like it will be an Adelaide Comets corner kick. Just about 88 minutes showing on the clock now, so time running out for Adelaide Comets to get themselves back into this. The Comets players does manage to get their head to it. They've still got possession. Seen over the boundary. Comets player quick to deliver that ball to the spot for Oscar Page to deliver that goal kick and ensure no time's wasted. He sends it really long. Daniel Vaughan's well off his line. One thing that Adelaide Comets did make a habit of, particularly early in the season, is scoring late. So if any team can find themselves with a couple of late equalisers, either within 90 minutes or even beyond, it's Adelaide Comets. But really impressive efforts from Adelaide United to find the edge against the run of play and even opening up a bit of a gap. Chance for Comets here. Like it might have been the tall head of Matthew Chandler that got to it. And he'll immediately run back into the middle of the box and try to receive this. It was Luich rather. One of the Comets players just tried to get a little bit of assistance off the back of one of the Adelaide United players to get a little bit of additional airtime and get ahead to that. And still haven't ticked over the 90-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Oscar Page can afford to take his time as much as possible here. Lombardos managed to find. Ooh. Dangerous there. Not sure which player got the interim touch on it, but eventually that cross was released and Luich was floating around the far post trying to receive that one. And once again, Comets rushed to put that ball on the spot for Oscar Page to take this goal kick and give themselves as much time as possible to find a couple of late equalisers here on pitch 2 at Service FM Stadium in round 13 of the RAA NPLSA. Page once again sends it really, really long. Hassan got a touch to it. It's over and Daniel Vaughan's decided to, well, it looks like it was a free quick kick one actually by Comets. Vaughan will take it, sends it towards Labasso and Irabona. They don't manage to get the touch on it. Comets do win it. Around the centre of the field though. Chance here for Luich. First touch, no good. Got the shot off but goes straight into Hassan. And United get the clearance but goes straight to the feet of Vaughan and he's trying to show his footwork. Burkett tried to win that one but his young body didn't stand a chance against the experienced 33-year-old. And Amlani Tatu, what can he do from here? Tries to get past the player, left foot, ends up cutting it back, and there it is! Brodie Burkett, just like that, looked like it was going to be another quiet end to the game, but all of a sudden Adelaide United youth find themselves 3-0 up. First did it against the run of play, but it's been an enormously fruitful last 5 minutes for Adelaide United as Comets have tried to just make sure this game keeps going and give themselves as much opportunity as possible to find a couple of equalisers. Adelaide United just put it beyond their reach. And it looks like it's all stitched up here at Service FM Stadium. A little bit later than we first expected, given the 45 minutes of delayed kickoff. It's a different part of Service FM Stadium from what we initially expected. This game was originally going to happen on grass on pitch 1 behind us. Adelaide United youth, though, looking like they've just about got the job done. 3 on the board late in the second half. Oscar Page with a bit of a clumsy take there. Waits for Labasso to try to put on some pressure and picks it up. Taking his time now here, as he can and should. Well gathered by Amlani Tatu, who's content to carry it all the way back. He tries to making an Adelaide United throw in. It does one better and makes an Adelaide United goal kick. And a couple of minutes ago, Adelaide Comets were really trying to help to get that ball to the spot and get a move on with things, but a bit too far progressed at this stage with Adelaide United having that 3-0 lead for Comets to do much to get back in this. So, second spot on the ladder. Locked up at this stage for Adelaide United. Ahead of the end of this round. And Milani Tatu gets the shot off. He thought, if goals are raining in the late part of this second half, I want to be involved. He had that assist, of course, to put Burkett on for that third. Why not try, though, get a fourth late in this game? Of course, this young red squad still being led by Andrioli, who will take control of the senior squad for the next A-League season for Adelaide United. So the fact that this young red side have the eye of their senior coach, big opportunity to impress. Adelaide United look like they've just got a bit of a spring in their step as they try to close out this game. 90 minutes have been shown on the clock for some time now. And there we go. Didn't quite hear the whistle, but regardless, it's all over here at Service FM Stadium. As I said, a little bit later than we first thought with the late kickoff. The move of pitch to artificial. Both of these teams were deadlocked at 90 minutes last week, and I think it was the 75th minute or so. It looked like we were in danger of going the distance without seeing much goal action. But Adelaide United youth getting the job done really, really late. Big result for them with a really young squad. Just managed to turn the tide in that onslaught from Comets in that second half and take this result home on a Saturday night in round 13 of the RA8 NPLSA. Simon Jimenez getting ready to sign off, but before I do, looking forward to being back here at Service FM Stadium Wednesday night, midweek action in the Cup, the semi-final, the national stage qualifier, Northeastern Metro Stars and Adelaide Comets. Looking forward to that one. It'll be a great game. Would love to see you there. If you want to get your tickets, jump onto the Football SA website. That's all from me tonight. We'll see you soon.